also includes like this kind of webinar sessions where you will be meeting with the many experts from the particular country or city. Including this, we have today like Philip, who is an author, founder, mentor, and speaker as well as. Whereas, how can I forget our dear Catherine Ledius is also as an expert joining us today, along with Caroline is also there, Claudia and Eva. So, a couple of experts will be sharing their keynote, their expertise, and how you can get a growth in your career. So, their keynotes is gonna be very helpful. So, this is our aim, everybody, to get the I can say best career step for your career journey, along with the multiple job openings. So, this session is gonna be, as I just shared, full of information which might be helpful for you to get hired in Zurich, as well as how you can create your profile on higher tech talent. Along with that, how you can get your profile in front of the companies who are seeking for a candidates like you. So thank you everyone for joining this webinar today. We have a lot many attendees today, so I'm glad to see that many has shown their trust in Tech Show Fair and here today. Yes, welcome you all and thank you so much. And yes, Tripti, if anything I'm missing today, please let me know. But yes, I think I should add that you can also ask your queries also to us, and in our chat boxes also. Same like just I ping Tripti. So same, you guys also feel free to write us in the chat session. And yes, do not forget to ask your queries to the speakers also, who all are experts. So your queries are really gonna help you as well as to us also to get the right path for you. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you so much for being here. And yes.
Thank you so much, Bindu. It was really nice. And I think you have nicely given us a brief about how the webinar will go and what all we can expect in this webinar. So thank you again for your valuable time, Bindu.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Tripti. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
You too. Thank you. Bye. Well, guys, before I start the sessions and start welcoming all our speakers, I would like you to understand that our speakers will guide you on navigating the job market in Zurich and share many more valuable tips. Also note, when you are dropping your questions on the comment section after each session for each speaker, make sure you are addressing the speaker by tagging them on the comment when you're addressing the question, just in case if your questions get missed, they can always be answered by the speakers later. So don't forget to tag them and make sure all of your questions are coming to us through comment section. So don't forget to comment your questions. Well, now let's extend a warm welcome to our first speaker, Mr. Philip D. Angsman. He's a seasoned professional, personal branding expert with an MBA and certifications in marketing and yoga. Has conducted over 10,000 interviews worldwide. His mission is to craft authenticity, ignite careers, and embrace joy through simplicity. Passionate about speaking, learning, mindset, exploration, and sales, he helps individuals uncover their true calling with a blend of HR and marketing expertise. So, hi, Philip. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you very much, Tripti. Thank you very much for the introduction. Hi and welcome, everyone. So, I'm ready.
Great. So the stage is all yours, Philip, and let's go.
Let's go. Thank you very much. So, hi and welcome, everyone. I'm happy to be here. I'm thrilled to have your focus for the next 20 minutes. Today, I'll share you an intriguing connection between speed dating and job interviews. Let's dive right in. A recent study by Zurich University and Adecco revealed that the job market in Switzerland is becoming more competitive. As an employer, I'm eager to understand how our time spent together will benefit our organization. Therefore, generic profiles are no longer effective. Instead, focus on creating a specific and specialized niche, showcasing your unique value. This leads us right to the core to our today's topic, the dynamic power of positioning. Trippi already introduced me a little bit, so over the course of nearly 2 decades, I have conducted almost 10,000 interviews across cultures and continents. Today, I'm authoring a book titled Job Interview Masterclass, and I help people to position themselves for enthusiastic careers. My individual one-on-one coaching sessions include positioning, job interview, preparation, and potential unlocking. Additionally, I provide B2B HR trainings in recruitment. When it comes to job interviews, positioning allows you to set the atmosphere. Just fascinate me. And we engage in a dialogue instead of a classic validation interview talk. Simplicity is key here, meaning captivate me with your energy and authentic fascination for something you're pursuing. That's 80% of the battle. It doesn't necessarily have to be job related. As long as it fits your story, it's gonna work. To make it clear, positioning is not about putting on a show. First of all, you do not know what I'm really looking for. And secondly, I might test you on it. Just be authentic, be clear, be the words you say, be yourself. Think of positioning as dropping a pin on a map. And here you are. Positioning is a 3-step process. First, we create data answering 3 crucial questions, and it is important to follow the order I'm going to show you. Tendentially, candidates often have unconsciously they jump more or less just to question number 3 unconsciously. This has some side effects as well. I'm gonna tell you later about it. So here we are with the question number 1. Who are you? This is about to understand your talents, your fascination, and your values. Questions that might help you here are, what comes easy for you, meaning doing what you're always among the best without putting in a lot of efforts or energy. That's your natural talents and representing, of course, your can-do. Doing what makes you lose track of time. That is your fascination and your love doing. What can you teach me, or what can I learn from you, respectively, what do you want to put forward? There is your inspiration. What is important to you is referring to your personal standards and values. Now, it's a little bit tricky with this can do and love do. There is a small correlation. The love do side, so the green part here, that is but also connected to your talents, to your gifts. So what you're gifted with or what your talents are, that's automatically something you love doing because it comes from within you. And there, your motivation and attitude is always on the rise, and you're willing to raise as well. Often I have it like that people come up to me and say like, yeah, I'm actually doing what I can do and I'm able to, but nevertheless, more and more I feel like I'm happy it's 5 o'clock, or I'm tired of always catching up with latest tech, or all the colleagues that getting employed are all already much better than me, and I'm feeling like I'm running after them. And that's often because you actually are on the left side, where is my orange spot. You work in a field or with your doings in a section where your trained skills are working. So it's an adaptation of you. It's not what you really are. Here, it's like, even if you have change or whatsoever, it doesn't matter because you're anyway willing to grow, so change is for you normal. A question that might help you also distinguish on which side you are is like, if you're afraid of change, you're on the left side. If change doesn't matter for you, whatever the company is doing, you're in for it because it's your thing, you're on the right side. Nevertheless, there is also people who apply for a job they are not really good at, and they are also not love doing it, and that makes about 20% of all applications, and they are on the bottom left side. So let's get to the next question. What do you want? This is about the definition. To define your goals, both career ones and personal ones. Why personal ones also matter? First of all, it's good for you to know what you want to reach. On the other hand side, there is also two factors that pay in applying for a job. One is, if I, as an employer, know your personal goals, I might design a package that helps you to reach it or to do it, depending what it is. If you're a paraglider, you might be perhaps interested to have a 4-day week, for example. Yeah. And on the other hand side, your personal goals, especially if you can put it in a good relation with either the job you're applying with or with the company, so me as the employer, then you might have additional momentum in your introduction with your positioning. So there is a higher chance that your fascination jumps over to your audience. So questions that might help you here is obvious one: what is your goal? So what do you want to reach? There perhaps needs to know goals come in 3 types. It's one is money, learning or growing, and the third one is contribution to change. And also good to know, good goals either lead you to joy, to fulfillment, or to freedom, or all 3 of them. If this is not the case, rethink and maybe go back to question number 1. Third question is, who needs you and where? Often candidates, as I mentioned before, they see their job ad and think like, who? This might be me. Let's just get ready my CV, adapt it a little bit, hand it in, and let's wait. I have here a different approach. My approach is about choosing. That's also different energy. If you choose, your energy is a different one, then it's like just like try and hope. As I said now, here it's about choosing, and questions that might help you here is the problems you solve. Who benefits from your solutions and services? Or who is interested in the services you provide? Or who values your contributions? With whom do you want to work? What kind of people? Who has your money? Especially if you're a freelancer or an entrepreneur, it's important to know who has your money. Then, if you have these 3 data sets, you're able to create your positioning. Let's summarize up again what we have. We have set number 1, who you are, your talents, and your values. You have set number 2, representing your goals. And we have set number 3, representing your market and your target group. And out of these, we can now create the magic sweet spot of your positioning. There is your added value, there is your energy, and there is your fascination. Now, the question is, if you have this, what to do with it? Somehow it needs to become communicatable. You need to have a text. So step number 3 is the application of this data to bring it into something we can communicate. And here is the $1 million template. I help, so the target group, you have question number 3, to solve something you're doing with your talents and achieve what is the benefit from, or might be a benefit for the company, and which you do with what you offer, what is your added value, what is your niche. And with niches, it doesn't matter what kind of jobs you are. We can just take now a very trivial example. For example, grilled chicken. Some create the niche of the most golden, others the most juicy, again, and others the most crusty ones. So there is always something what you can add and say, this is me and this is my specialty, or this makes me special. And not to forget the personal goals, as I said before, because you can make impact, and it leads to an opener also for a open dialogue, and not like going into a normal validation talk, what often job interviews are, minimum in the first round. So let's put it into an example. I help forward-thinking tech teams to solve complex challenges in web development and cloud integration and achieve innovative solutions, which I do with my expertise in full-stack development, clean code practices, and problem solving. Additionally, my long-term goal is to contribute to advancements in quantum computing, bridging the gap between theory and practical applications. This you cannot only use as the introduction when you're asked, when people in the interview introduce themselves and then they give you the ball and say, now it's about you, who are you? Then you can bring this one and you land most of the time actually in a totally different interview. With this, you really set the atmosphere. You land in a different interview as if you just say something from your CV or what you did the last few years or so. Actually, most of the time, no one cares, especially not in tech. And I did the last few years almost 80% only tech recruitment. So this you also can use if you are in a networking environment, or do we say at a fair? Or also if you invited to a birthday party where you know no one and someone comes up and says, hey, who are you? What are you doing? And you come up with something like that. The other person either creates interest and asks you a question, or says, oh, cool, I'm into this or that. And you start a interesting discussion, or even something that leads to opportunities or possibilities. And so actually, as you can imagine, kind of like we're sitting together in a train from, do we say, Zurich to Geneva. You're sitting opposite to me, we start to talk, we get to know each other a little bit, and then more and more we're going into something more specific, more interesting, and find out how can we benefit from each other, or how could we work together or collaborate or whatsoever. This is what is more or less all about positioning, and that's, from my point of view, the best way to do it. So now let's summarize up what we got. I especially want you to memorize this sketch. Be what is understandable, what is clear, what for I can benefit if I hire you. Be authentic, be who you are, be yourself. Ditch the broad spectrum generic profile. And for those of you who might think now, okay, maybe he forgot, there is not only people in HR, there is robots, there is AI, there is whatever kind of automatized filters, there needs to be my buzzwords. Yes and no. Yes, for example, if you might think, if they are making themselves clear, I want someone who knows Java, do we say, if it's about the development job, and you have JE in your CV, okay, why not to add that? It's no big deal. But if you are a happy developer and they are looking for someone who is also doing requirements engineering, and now because you just want this job adapted and think, where did I also do some requirements engineering, and start to put in things to your CV that is actually not you, makes no sense. Also not if demand is going a little bit down, and just put in a lot of buzzwords that you might get a bigger universe of opportunities, makes no sense. In the end, it's like you start this job, and after a short period of time you think like, what I'm actually doing here, or you telling me, I started there, but my new boss, my colleagues, or the tech stack, the procedures, or sometimes even the canteen food or the commuting. A lot of excuses put on external factors just because of not doing enough good question 1 and question 2. So, be clear and authentic about who you are and what you want. Build your CV around your positioning, emphasizing success and achievements that pay into it. So, not the other way around, not building in around the job ad. And choose a job and company that helps you to reach your goals. And also remember, you cannot know what an employer is really looking for. As we wrap up today's discussion, let me leave you with a twist. Job interviews aren't so different from speed dating. Just as in speed dating, success hinges on one critical factor: positioning. Your energy and your attitude decides whether I want more and see you again. Whatever you're in for, say so. Authenticity wins. This is it from my side. Thank you very much for your attention. Feel free to connect with my new LinkedIn. Are there any questions, Tripti?
Hi. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful presentation and a very good start to the webinar, I guess, right? We do not have any questions so far, but we can be here for a minute to, just let people sink in the presentation, and then if they have any questions, guys, please feel free to comment your questions here. And just in case you're watching it a little later, you can always tag the speaker and then mention your questions for getting a high chances of getting responded. So
I'm available, also available. I have on my website the 15 minutes for free with me option as well. If it's a more complex question, feel free to contact me in any way, either on the LinkedIn and comments, or directly with a direct message on LinkedIn or the webpage.
Yeah, I see a question here, Philip, so I have just listed it for you.
So recruiter meaning now one for a specific company, or recruiter regarding in agencies. So agencies, it's more or less easy. You find them depending. There is a lot that are specific for the branch or for a sector. That's better than to go with the very big ones. So I'm now not telling here any names, but the very big ones, they are doing everything. I would not choose these ones. I would choose specific ones. If you're a software guy, take those who are only in software. If you're in engineering, take those who are doing only engineering. If the recruiter is one that works for a company, there at the moment it's not so common to do direct wild applications. There it's more like if you know someone within the company, deposit your CV this way, and not coming from outside, because there often it gets lost.
And there's one more here which says how easy it is to find relocation opportunities in Zurich.
That depends a lot. If you come and have a contract, then the company normally looks for that you also get a working permit. Then it's more or less easy. Then it's more like if it's Zurich to find an apartment. When you are within Schengen, also no problem. Then you just come and look for a job because you have the work permit given. That's two things. To get a work permit, some companies have contingents. They are faster, and otherwise it takes about 3 months to get a work permit when you have a contract. Other possibility is, for example, if you're becoming a student with ETH, there is a network. There is also people who guide exactly for foreign students the opportunity how to get a work permit here and what to do with your ETH diploma and stay in Switzerland.
Great. Thank you so much, Philip. I think we have a few more questions in there, but you can always check them out, by yourself. And guys, don't worry. He will be answering all of you. So later by the comment itself. But for now, thank you so much for joining us today, Philip. It was really, really amazing having you. And thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you very much for having me.